I've seen many theories online as to what Barbie might be in the lore of the BCU. I've seen talk that she's immortal, that she's a vampire, but none of these things quite click with me. Except for one, and you're gonna need to let me explain this. Barbie is a genetically modified clone that operates within a larger decentralized hive mind to achieve a goal across thousands, potentially millions of years. And I know what you think, please let me explain. In order for Barbie to be able to attain as much knowledge and skill as she does, she can't be operating as an individual creature. She needs to be operating as part of a larger decentralized hive mind that can still be considered a single organism. Barbie. Barbie's immediate family unit of 4 sisters is a means to train and grow more Barbie. You're not seeing a group of 4 sisters, you're seeing the growth cycle of a series of Barbie clones being trained. That's why it's a decentralized hive mind, as each member maintains some level of autonomy while still operating within a system. You start with Chelsea or Kelly learning the initial ideals of what it means to be a Barbie, eventually upgrading to Stacy, where new skills such as sports and other activities can be learned. Then you move on to Skipper, where science and other technology is further emphasized. And eventually a clone will become a Barbie. Of course, you can't stop the process of aging, and while it appears each Barbie clone ages slower than the average human, eventually they have to move on to their next responsibility, which is to go to ground for several years and re-emerge as an aunt, one that is specifically proficient in certain tasks. Another option is becoming Barbie's mom. And then when those Barbie clones get older, they retire into the position of Grandma Roberts. This explains why in the earlier Barbie films, we see Stacy looking much older than she does in the later Barbie films. She's about to move on to the next stage of growth. In Fashion Fairy Tale, we meet Aunt Millicent. This older clone has settled down in Paris, France, and helps growing clones learn about fashion design. We meet another age Barbie clone, Aunt Marlene, in Barbie and Her Sisters in a Ponytail, who teaches the younger Roberts clones about horseback riding. This would later come into play in Puppy Chase, as their skills in horseback riding allowed them to achieve their goals. In Great Puppy Adventure, we meet Grandma Roberts, a very old Barbie clone, and we see evidence in her attic of her being a younger Barbie clone, just to be expected from a retired Barbie clone. Barbie's behavior in Puppy Chase was terrible, as we know, but it could be explained if you recontextualize it as the leader of a group of trainees where she's placing them in situations where she's testing their skills and aptitude. It's almost as if she intentionally let the puppies go free, knowing that it would place the younger sisters in a boot camp type scenario where their survival skills would be tested for the sake of the cause. Even in Barbie Princess Adventure, we see 2 Barbie clones directly interacting with Barbie and Amelia. Even in Barbie Dolphin Magic, Chelsea complains about hand-me-down. But as we know, the Roberts are incredibly wealthy, travel the world all the time, and have a house in Malibu. What reason would they have for hand-me-downs unless there was an expectation for each sister within the family unit to dress within a certain wardrobe? And this brings me to Kelly's disappearance. What happened to her? Why was she replaced with Chelsea? Kelly was a failed Barbie clone and wasn't able to adhere to the strict guidelines of her training. In Nutcracker, Rapunzel, Swan Lake, and Christmas Carol, Kelly consistently had difficulty performing the activities she was doing with Barbie. And I think this frustrated Barbie, and eventually Kelly was removed from the cluster. I think that Kelly is dead. So where does Ken exist in all of this? I mean, he's been in a lot of the movies. Ken's probably another clone of some sort. Possibly a creature bred purely to be a thrall in the Barbie clone hive mind. This would explain why Kens don't have the same strict adherence to features as Barbie's. It would also explain the existence of Barbie's dad in Starlight Adventure, as I have an inkling that her dad is just an aged Ken that has been tasked with chaperoning her until she can achieve her larger goals. So what is the Barbie clone hive mind's purpose? I mean, why put up this front of pretending to be a single person? What's the deal with that noise? In order to achieve its goals, Barbie needs capital. And she does so by maintaining a picture-perfect movie persona in order to fund the wealth that can be then invested back into the hive mind. And in order to do that, they need to fly under the radar of the larger human population. You think that Barbie was being an idiot by donating those hundreds of millions of dollars worth of gold back to the town of Willows, Wisconsin? Really? Of course she'd do that! The hive mind owns that fucking town! That was probably a stash the hive mind buried there years ago before it had a solid alibi for its wealth! The hive mind's purpose appears to be becoming proficient at skills and promoting its morals and lifestyle. As Barbie continues on its journey, it gains more and more knowledge and information, getting it closer to, you guessed it, enlightenment. That's what the morals serve as, a means to teach her clones more about achieving its view of perfection. And this is why the final Barbie movie, in the true continuity of its lore, is Barbie Starlight Adventure. This is a world where humanity is expanded into the stars, and yet Barbie has remained. And while this Barbie has very little knowledge about her previous clones or hive mind not knowing her mother, we can see the evidence of potentially thousands of years of knowledge the hive mind has collected, because she can use the Force. And at the end of the movie, she travels to the center of the universe to complete the task the hive mind had set out long ago to complete, to reignite the universe in Barbie's own image, becoming a cosmic princess and ascending to godhood. Oh.